would appear a stamp of authority of President Uhuru Kenyatta's envisioned legacy for his Mount Kenya political backyard. The proposal to create 70 extra constituencies will see the region bag 17 new constituencies, thus addressing what local leaders have consistently decried as underrepresentation and skewed allocation of resources. And as John Kioria now reports, nothing appears to distract the determination of the head of state from delivering what he believes is good for his political base.
January this year, President Uhuru Kenyatta summons leaders from the Mount Kenya region to Sagana State Lodge to rally them behind the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020, commonly known as the BBI Bill. This following loud murmurs that the document was unpopular and would fail once submitted to the county assemblies. The president making a passionate appeal to the leaders to support the document as it would institutionalize what he said were issues dear to his heart and the residents of the Mount Kenya region. The question of underrepresentation and unfair distribution of resources. With the impending referendum, President Kenyatta appears to have stamped authority in his traditional political base, with several proposals in the bill benefiting the region. Out of the 70 new constituencies that BBI proposes, the region will get 17, with its native Kiambu County bagging 6, Nakuru 5, Meru 2, while Kirinyaga, Embu, Murang'a and Laikipia are set to get 1 each.
People's clamor for we need one of our own then is reduced because the benefits you have are constitutional. They're not coming to you because you have a leader at the top. And that is true of every other community. And more as Kenya develops, we want to run away from the natural relationship between who sits in the office of the president and your entitlement to resources. Institutionalize the process by which people get benefits of our resources. One
of the constituencies set to be split in Kiambu is Ruiru, one of the largest constituencies in the country, with a population of 490,120 people and over 100,000 registered voters. The constituency has been getting 100 million shillings annual CDF kitty, just like Lamu East constituency, with a population of less than 30,000 people and 11,635 registered voters. Leaders from Mount Kenya claim the 17 constituencies will address the skewed allocation of national resources.
Because of decades of gerrymandering, particularly in the 80s and early 90s, the areas, a lot of the very heavily populated areas are lost out in constituency allocation. And a lot of the areas that were negatively affected were Mount Kenya. Part of what these amendments do is to cure part of that problem. If you look at the 70 constituencies, the Constitution requires that they be allocated on the basis of population quota. And what that has done, it has advantaged those areas that have huge populations, intense populations. They happen to largely be Mount Kenya. It was not that an intention was to give Mount Kenya constituencies, but to have rich population. And, then what it did is then to advantage those areas.
The national average per capita allocation of devolved funds per county is 6,000 shillings from 2013. The political leadership in the region claims that the Mount Kenya counties have been shortchanged, an example being Murang'a County, with a population of 590,775 people receiving 3,800 shillings in per capita allocation, while Lamu County has the highest, receiving over 20,000 shillings per capita allocation with a population of 143,920 people. In the financial year 2020-2021, Murang'a County got an equitable share of 6.2 billion shillings, while Lamu got 5.09 billion shillings. In the Commission on Revenue allocation formula that has been used to determine allocation to counties, it favored landmass, with leaders from the region claiming that Mount Kenya has lost 58 billion shillings since 2013.
The idea is to have, to recognize all other factors that are important in our general life. But to say at the end of the day, when we are talking resources, we're talking about people. And so we need to ensure that we profile population higher, not as the only factor, but as a critical factor, which unfortunately has been downplayed.
CRA is now using the that basis formula passed by Senate last year, debate on this formula lasting for over 2 months, amidst protracted battles pitting those whose counties would lose huge amounts of money against those from the Mount Kenya region who felt the formula would end what they claimed was skewed allocation of resources. The shared prosperity proposal on policy reforms will see an expanded investment in agriculture and livestock sectors benefiting farmers in the country. Tea and coffee farmers in the region and across the country have decried low returns and the havoc caused by cartels running the sectors.
The policy document addresses very many issues. Some of them benefit Mount Kenya, others benefit other regions, others benefit young people, others benefit. So that I think we need to make a distinction of. And that's government policy, and the government is going to pursue that in the best way they know how.
The country pensively awaits the impending referendum, with Senate expected to vote on the amendment bill this week.
And away from the BBI agenda, it's